Is Sabrina Ionescu a Clarkie? Or is she trying to lure Caitlin Clark to unrivaled? Let's talk about it. Just a couple of weeks ago, the NBA Commissioner Adam Silver spoke on the 2025 All-Star Game and potentially changing things up this year. Last year didn't quite hit the mark, especially with the men's game ending at a whopping 186-11 with the East taking the victory. I don't think anybody really wants to watch a game where nobody is actually playing defense, but then again, it's been that way forever. One of the highlights of the night was the three-point shootout between the NBA's all-time three-point sniper, Stephen Curry, and the WNBA zone crackshot, Sabrina Ionescu. This would be one of the most entertaining competitions of the night, as Ionescu put on a show barely losing to Steph Curry. It looks like the NBA is going to try to capture some of that magic again next year, where the NBA All-Star Game will be played in Steph Curry's backyard. Let's see what Adam Silver had to say. So here's the article that got put out by Bleacher Report. And this is what Adam Silver had to say here. So Adam Silver says NBA Stephen Curry discussing changes to the 2025 All-Star Game format. Following another lackluster All-Star Game in 2024, NBA Commissioner Adam Silver is collaborating with Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry to implement a new format to this year's edition in San Francisco. We're looking at different formats for this year's All-Star Game, Silver said on Saturday, according to the Athletics' Joe Varden. We've had direct conversations with Steph Curry. It's a home game for him. I know he's very prideful and wants to make sure that the players put their best foot forward, so we're looking at other formats. Let's take a look at the video here. This stuff's so nasty though, bro. My gosh, that's just
Kobe Bryant trophy going to the 2022 Kia.
Okay. Just him getting the trophy. Silver did not specify any details, but he mentioned that the league's chief executives are exploring new ways to enhance player engagement with the All-Star Game. He added that he's created a committee with players to do something that will excite the fans and also excite the players. So it's something they're enthusiastic about participating in. The All-Star Game has a history of minimal defensive efforts, but last year broke the record for the number of points scored, which is likely the impetus for the change. Following the excitement generated by Curry and WNBA star Sabrina Ionescu's three-point shooting during last year's All-Star Game, Silver closely consulting with Curry on the best strategies to attract more attention to the event that could potentially include a rematch between the two sharpshooters. Or you just invite Caitlin Clark and bada boom, bada bing, have her on all 3 days in some sort of event, and there you go. There's your ratings for you. I think showcasing those kinds of activities where you see men and women both competing in basketball at all-star events should increasingly become a big part of it, Silver continued. And incidentally, when you look at the interest in terms of viewership last year, one of the highlights was that Sabrina Steph shootout. So we do want to do more of that. Interesting. Okay. Sabrina Ionescu was on the Big Ten Network recently and had a couple of hot takes that was blowing the minds off the Indiana Fever fans. These may have been a couple of gold nuggets as to what we may be seeing here in the near future. Let's take a look at the articles. So Sabrina Ionescu lauds Caitlin Clark's accomplishment since hosting her Oregon visit. So this is what Sabrina was talking about when she said that she hosted, or she showed Caitlin Clark around the Oregon here. So Sabrina Ionescu just revealed that she played a big part in Caitlin Clark's recruiting visit to Oregon a few years ago. So yeah, Ionescu and Caitlin Clark are definitely no strangers to each other at all. Definitely looks like they've been around each other throughout Caitlin's college years. So yeah, that's interesting. It's no secret that the WNBA superstar guards Sabrina Ionescu and Caitlin Clark have a great relationship with each other. One reason for this is that if there's anybody who can relate to the expectation, attention, and pressure that Clark dealt with while she was at the University of Iowa, it's Ionescu. Ionescu's superstardom began when she was at the University of Oregon after multiple seasons spent setting herself apart from the competitors through her well rounded game and capacity to produce a record setting amount of triple doubles in the NCAA. That's insane. Forgot how dope she was. To be clear, the attention Ionescu received in college doesn't compare to that of Clark, but after the Hawkeyes legend, Ionescu is likely the second most hyped prospect to enter the WNBA in recent memory. Ionescu was a special guest on the Big Ten tailgate show on Saturday in Eugene before the number one ranked Oregon football team's game against the University of Maryland. At one point, Ionescu was asked what it was like competing against Clark in the WNBA this year. It's amazing, Ionescu responded. I've known for a while. She actually took her visit here with her dad, and I was kind of showing her around Eugene, and to be able to see what she has been able to accomplish in college and now at the professional level, it just helps all of us continue to push the game forward and advocate for women's sports, she continued. Yeah, no, a little, she giving a little some flowers there. She giving Caitlin a little bit of flowers. Let's listen to the video here.
She actually took her visit here with her dad, and I was kind of showing her around Eugene, and to be able to see what she's been able to accomplish in college and now at the professional level, it just helps all of us continue to push the game forward and advocate for women's sports.
Sick. And it's cool to hear that Ionescu hosted Clark during her visit to Oregon and how she's so eager to praise the 2024 WNBA Rookie of the Year. Ionescu, you're on the non-hater. You're on the non-hater Caitlin Clark list. Nice, man. Nice, nice, nice. Well, that's not the only thing she said that went viral. She also said this. Sabrina Ionescu picks Caitlin Clark as ideal NBA All-Star shooting contest partner. New York Liberty icon Sabrina Ionescu is picking Caitlin Clark as her splash sister in a potential NBA All-Star shooting contest for Steph Curry and Klay Thompson in 2025. Hey, yo! New York Liberty star guard and 2024 WNBA champion Sabrina Ionescu set the basketball community ablaze earlier this year when she faced off against Golden State Warriors legend Steph Curry in the first ever NBA versus WNBA three-point challenge at the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend. Ionescu, who was shooting with WNBA basketballs from the NBA three-point line, drained her first 7 threes and tallied a final score of 26 in the iconic event. Sheesh. And during her appearance on the Big Ten Network's The Big Ten Tailgate Show on Saturday, Ionescu alluded to a way to increase the attention for a future event tenfold. When one of the show's hosts, Tyvis Powell, said to Ionescu, Sabrina, you did the three-point contest against Steph Curry last year. Now I hear that they will want to go back to back and go 2-on-2, Steph and Klay. Who would you partner with if you get to do that? I mean, if I had to choose, I'd take Caitlin Clark on my team, Ionescu responded.
I mean, if I would have to choose, I'm taking Caitlin Clark on my team.
Oh, there we go!
My gosh, while this potential NBA All-Star shooting event isn't confirmed, the thought of Ionescu and Clark pairing up against former Warrior teammates and Splash Brothers Curry and Thompson might break the internet. I mean, I think this is a done deal. This is what everybody is going to want at this point. Everybody is going to want to see Caitlin Clark and Ionescu battle against Steph Curry and whoever else. It doesn't matter. This is what everybody's going to want. This is what we're going to see next year, man. This is absolutely just crazy. I mean, this is a fun time. This is a fun time to be watching basketball. Um, so make sure you keep your eyes glued to the tube, man, because it's going to be exciting. If Sabrina has committed to Unrivaled, it would be in her best interest to say she would love to team up with Caitlin Clark. The league will actually be watchable and profitable if Clark plays. And if you have some equity in the league, of course you want Clark in. Really smart on Ionescu's side doing her own courting. What this may also mean is that we will see them in next year's 2025 NBA All-Star events. Let's be honest, the NBA needs the Caitlin Clark effect to boost those 2025 ratings. And with Sabrina saying she's a Clarkie and wants to team up, well, I think it's a done deal. We're going to see those two in next year's 2025 NBA All-Star game, tearing up Steph and whoever else he wants to team up with. I'm sure we'll see more WNBA players involved next year, as the Dubs viewership can now compete with the NBA's, so it's definitely a win-win. Great for business. I'm Frankie Fingers, your host of the Vibe Sports Talk, and I'm out. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Peace.